Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here today with a tarot reading in honor of the full moon in Gemini. The full moon in Gemini takes place on Monday, November 27th, and that same day, Mercury is going to make a square to Neptune. With this full moon in Gemini and that Mercury square Neptune moment, we are going to encounter some potentially deep, intense emotions, but also some fuzziness around how we communicate and intellectualize those feelings. I think this full moon, because it's in Gemini, is going to really point out the dynamism in our duality. I think that deeper, more mystical, more vague and fuzzy transit that Mercury goes through with Neptune is going to be juxtaposed against this sense of full, complete, harmonious, intellectualizing, and focused, smart, communicative nature. Let's make this more simple though. To put it simply, I think that the astrology today only adds to the dynamism of Gemini. And I think this full moon, this ending of this lunar cycle happening in Gemini is a really good opportunity for us to start to communicate our visions, our thinking, and our focus. How are we thinking? How are we bringing together two sides of ourselves? How are we utilizing and communicating our dual nature? How has the last lunar cycle brought us success in that? Where is this sense in what we've achieved this lunar cycle? If it gets really fuzzy, as I'm explaining it, it's sounding really fuzzy to me. If this feels like it's too much, or on the day of the full moon, if the emotions are too much, if it's too hard to communicate what you need to communicate, stop, pause, don't overthink, don't over-communicate. Look inward and balance out yourself. Balance yourself inwardly. Then I think over the next few days, we'll be able to communicate that more, especially once Mercury moves into Capricorn. Until then, and in honor of the full moon in Gemini and this reading, we are going to be really diving into this sense of our dual nature. I think, like I said, the focus on our own duality is going to be really key for us to understanding how we've manifested and what we've manifested most successfully. We'll be starting this reading with the Lovers card. And the lovers will serve as basically our significator. We'll then be pulling 4 cards, 2 on each side, that represent our duality. So let's get started. Okay, so as I shuffle, let's contemplate our dual nature. Think about how you express duality, how you connect with your innermost self, how you're able to utilize that connection and project that intention outwardly. Above all, though, think about how you harmonize the best, how you harmonize yourself and your various visions and views of yourself, how you combine all of that into one beautiful, harmonious person. And then let's get started. Okay, and the first position is one side of our dual nature. So one side of you. What shows up here? The 3 of Pentacles. Okay, that's one side. What's the other side? These 2 cards, whatever shows up here, will represent our duality. The other side is the Hierophant reversed. Very interesting. Okay, now we have what direction can I expand in? So self-expansion. The card that I draw here is the 4 of Wands reversed. And then the final card is, what opportunities do I have? The Magician. Okay, so now that we see all of the cards, we see our dual nature, how that expands, what opportunities that gives from this place of the Lovers. So in our duality, the cards we drew that represent our 2 sides, the 2 sides that I've been talking about that we need to bring into harmony, that we need to learn how to express, we got the 3 of Pentacles and the Hierophant reversed. So I think what this means, how this is showing up, there's a few key features here. I think with the 3, there's this idea that you want to collaborate. You are willing to and desiring to and want to work with others to create something for you and them and maybe even other groups, other people. There's this idea here that you're bringing your best foot forward, but you understand how you fit into a group. You understand how you are one piece of the puzzle here. With the Hierophant reversed, however, there is this sense that while that may still be true, you're not following blindly. You are not dogmatic in your approach to collaboration. You are open, you are free-flowing, you are willing to lead, you are willing to guide. And I think it shows that maybe part of you really understands the importance of what you bring to the group more than anything. I think there is a sense here of lots of group focus because of both of these cards. Literally, each of them has 3 people in them. It's very different trios, but it's still a trio. I think this idea that part of you understands how you fit into a group and another part understands how you are your own person within that group. I think the combination of that is absolutely crucial. And it's pretty straightforward. I think part of you can lead, part of you can collaborate really, really well, but also understands that at a certain point, you may need to branch off on your own. You may need to be the one who communicates the findings. You may need to be the one who leads the concept forward, leads the collaboration forward. There is a sense here, or there's a sense that you do your own thing. You understand how to work in a group, but you also are going to do your own thing. I think that may be the key too. So where can this lead to expansion? Well, we got the 4 of Wands reversed. I think this is a little bit of a warning. I think if the sense of your duality is not as complicated as it seems, meaning that the 3 of Pentacles and the Hierophant reverse kind of signify this idea that you're working in groups, but you kind of need to, you understand that you need to step out and lead your own way and do your own thing and not really be a follower, but more of a leader in your collaborations. I think getting the 4 of Wands reversed in expansion is showing that and especially having that card show up next to this side of your dual sense of self, this side, the 3 of Pentacles side. I think it's showing that while yes, you may need to lead and you may need to follow your own path, there is a sense that if you don't utilize that in your collaboration, meaning utilize your uniqueness, utilize your liberated perspective to better the group, to still bring yourself forward, your best self to the group, you may have access to all the beauty and celebration and pleasure represented in this card, but you won't have access to the full expansion of that card upright. If you can be free, liberated, and follow your own path, really unique, if you can do that and bring that back to the group, you can get the 4 of Wands upright and really celebrate with your people. So I think that's the key message here. Now, how do we be as unique as possible? What are the opportunities we have if we are as forward-leaning and leading and independent as we can be? And again, if we can do all of that, those opportunities, we can bring that back to the group, we can get the 4 of Wands upright. But what is that side of us? What is that freedom? What does that look like? How are we unique? What are the opportunities presented to us if we follow our own path, even if we end up bringing it back to the group later? Well, it's the Magician. Action, manifestation, creation at its most vibrant, pure form. We will be able to manifest everything we need to for ourselves and our groups if we follow our own visions, our own path, and lead ourselves. Be our most unique self. We get access to and the opportunity for the Magician. This is gorgeous because this means that if we unite our sense of self, if we can live and express our true duality, combining the 2 sides of us, we can understand that we can lead, we can understand that we should lead, and we can have the opportunity for intense, beautiful action that we can then bring to our groups, bring our best self forward, our most active self forward, bring everything we've manifested and led to the group, build something extra special, extra beautiful together, starting this new lunar cycle from the space of this full moon. We can combine this duality, bring all of that beautiful stuff, everything we've manifested over the last part of the lunar cycle into this moment. We can bring that to the group, and then we have the potential to expand towards the 4 of Wands, but only if we combine this dual approach and be as dynamic as we possibly can be. If we do that and we combine that, we can begin the new cycle with the potential for the 4 of Wands upright. which is what we deserve, is what our people deserve. And if we can set those intentions to bring our most unique sense of self into the group, trust ourselves, follow ourselves, but bring that to the group, we can ultimately expand towards the Four of Wands, celebrate with our people in a sense of full liberation. I really hope we do that. We can have dynamic dualism. We can be dualistic, combine our sense of self, be one person made up of multiple parts, combine all of that into a sense of expression, and create and manifest beautiful stuff worthy of beautiful celebration. I really hope we do. Use this full moon today. Use the emotions that you feel. Use maybe potentially the vagueness of this moment to find your own path forward and find how that path can lead back to the part of you that understands that collaboration is key. Later on in the week, we can figure out exactly how to manifest these opportunities. We can figure out exactly how to get the Four of Wands upright to collaborate the best. We can figure out all the details later. But today, feel your dual sense of self. Feel and embrace your dynamic duality. I hope you do. I'll see you next time.